Oh, hi! Welcome to another episode of me explaining why being introverted is the new black. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't know anyone except my cat and the nice lady at the leasing office. Is my cat my friend? No. Apart from them, it is me, and just me. So I have no friends here. How can one thrive without any friends, you ask? Well, I'm one of the lucky group of people who have an immunity to loneliness. Do I sometimes wish I had a friend to go on adventures with? No, because Jordan gets up to enough mischief on his own. At the end of the At the end of the day, you might see me chuckling. It's no random chuckle. It's me, myself, and I thinking about that time me, myself, and I had that experience that was really funny. I earned that chuckle, that memory from deciding to be alone. Do I get sad when I go to lunch on my own? No. I go to my favorite bagel shop, order my favorite bagel, and gobble down on that bagel. When you decide to eat alone, there's no worry about eating more than your friend or wondering, should I pay for my friend or not? Now, don't get me wrong. A true friend would never judge you for overeating, or would make paying together versus separate a complicated issue. But what about someone new coming into your circle? Someone you don't know? I suppose risk is a part of life, and you can't get reward without taking a chance. And there's truth in that too. But as someone who excels at being alone, who's been told repeatedly by the world that being by yourself is a bad thing, that I should try to make friends and not eat alone in the cafeteria because it's creepy. Bye-bye.
I'm thriving.
There are some things that are good for you. You need doctors. You need people to bag your groceries, to deliver your packages, to have sex with, to entertain you for hours on YouTube, to root and cry for you when you've won your Oscar. I could go on, but when I read articles about the loneliness epidemic that was so often discussed in 2020, I simply emit a chuckle. How can you thrive without friends? Well, let's look at some of the ways that loneliness is portrayed in the media. 1. You wake up in bed alone. Maybe you just got a fancy job promotion or a brand new phone because you spent hours working by yourself instead of socializing and hanging out with your friends or dating, but your auntie tells you that none of those things keep your bed warm at night. I sure hope they do not. I live in a hot climate. I need everything to be cool. It's like the North Pole in here, and I want to keep it that way. Why would I need a warm bed? The less bodies, the cooler my bed. The better my sleep. Thank you. Next. 2. I go to a restaurant and say, dinner for one. Cut to an image of me sitting by myself in a beautiful restaurant, while everyone except me is enjoying the company of someone else. Living. The idea that connection is the key to happiness. I believe that, but I also believe that if you're truly aligned with yourself and connected with your spirit, then you're happy. I feel connected to myself when I wake up to a kitchen that has no one in it. I feel connected to myself when I drive to the movies and can have the entire popcorn box to myself. I enjoy my own selfish behavior and not having to offer someone a bite of my sandwich. I don't like sharing, and I shouldn't be penalized for that. 3. I'm in the subway or at a party and I'm on my phone. Therefore, I'm disconnected from everyone else. Damn right I am. If the people are great or might be great and I'm not at least trying, fine. But all too frequently, the conversations at parties seem to all be the same and bland. Now, I've had great talks, but they're so rare, and sometimes I'd rather just scroll through my favorite meme page and have a laugh. Or, the people at these parties are so great, but I have no idea how to connect to them. I feel as though I have no access to the social space. And then I just lose interest, frankly. Why should I waste my time? Not because they suck or I suck, I just no longer feel like it. And I shouldn't be blamed for that. Also, socializing can be expensive. Standing in line, paying a cover, buying the drink you would look weird if you didn't have in your hand, staying up past your bedtime, and check out people who might or might not be interested in you when you could, with a good enough filter, simply check on your phone with a great dating app. When it comes to riding the subway on my way to work, I'm an introvert who just gets drained around people. It doesn't mean I hate them, it just means that socializing requires that I be on. And going through a journey of self-acceptance, knowing that I'm going to probably say things that won't land. There will be awkward moments, or God forbid, I have some kind of presentation in front of my colleagues and my mind just shuts off. Being around people is an adventure. It's like hiking. It's good for you, it's rewarding, but who really wants to go hiking every day? What average person? You know? So that's kind of what it is to me. And what about strangers on the train? Some are perfectly friendly. And yes, if an old lady or a little baby toddler laughs, giggles, smiles at you, then smile back. But if someone who's trying to start some messiness on the commute is throwing their eyes on me, best believe I'm gonna be on my phone. 4, your friend is pressuring you to go to a music festival and you look bad if you say no. Example of how these conversations have gone in the past. Do you want to go to Coachella? I mean, it depends who's going. Everyone. Beyonce, Drake, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, Avril Lavigne. I thought you retired. It's Coachella, babe. You never know what's gonna happen. Anyway, Britney Spears, Kygo, Taylor Swift, Kygo's Tribe Sisters, Selena Gomez, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is dead. Tell that to her hot collaboration with Kygo last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was dead when Kygo made that. What? Last time I checked, dead people don't sing. No, that's a hit title. But it's Coachella. It only happens once a year, and the same people are never playing. How much is it? But if we want a VIP, which we should, it's $12,000. Yeah, but there's this new mattress I want to buy. Pause. I like being at home. I like smelling my scents. Lavender, if you can believe it. I like waking up in my own bed. Also, Coachella, it's the Airbnb, it's the gas, it's the food, it's the drinks. It's frankly time spent where I really don't want to be. Not to mention the useless conversations you have. In the spirit of Moira Rose, it's the yap 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 do re mi lip buzzing till I'm blue in the face. And to be honest, it's not even that I want to have intelligent conversations with people about the world, about politics, or about music, or language, or animals, or how my friend thinks he's ready to be a parent because he's taken care of a succulent over the past year. I'd rather watch a documentary or film a YouTube video and read your comments, or talk about my favorite Netflix show with people I know. Otherwise, I just want to be by myself. So sue me! And yes, I did spend $1,000 on a Casper mattress because that's where I intend on spending a good portion of my life. Also, a mattress doesn't require me to buy someone a drink or do the old razzle dazzle. Or come up with a cool dance move that will impress them enough to come over so we can celebrate each other's bodies. I have an app for that, though I will say, just to play devil's advocate, that being rejected seeing what's out there in the physical realm, the anticipation, the not knowing if someone shares your feelings, being ignored, being ghosted. Those things are a normal part of life, and you should not be discouraged from experiencing all of the feelings that those things entail. I always try to remind myself that I have to be open and vulnerable to those things so that I can grow and have a full life. People are important, not just to provide services for you, but to build a connection and maybe even a life with. But while you're on the search for people who really see you, bask in the glory of your own company. Celebrate that you can go to the bathroom and do your business as loud or as quietly as you need to. Smile, knowing that that bowl of Parmesan is yours. The apple pie, do with it what you wish. Save it for tomorrow or eat it in your bathtub watching Schitt's Creek reruns. It's whatever floats your boat. This is about you and only you. You are not sad or pathetic or weird or creepy because you enjoy those things. You're just really good at being on your own. The world needs people who are comfortable being by themselves, just like it needs people who enjoy having others surrounding them.
Hi, Brenda here with an important message. For extroverts everywhere, I would just like to make an announcement. We are not the enemy. I will not let introverts tell me that there's something wrong with going out and meeting people.
Belinda, shut up. This is not about you. Another thing I like to do as an introvert is be like wallpaper. You know, clean, present, pretty to look at, but not the center of attention like my friend Belinda aspires to be. I am convinced that introverts were put on this planet and designed as the most fully evolved kind of human being. Self-contained. I can count on my fingers how many times I've been around people this past year. I'm someone who enjoys other people's company on occasion, but I want to make sure it's with a group of people who represent a level of quality and add to my life. Can you bring something unique to the table? Can you make me laugh or present the world in a way that I haven't thought about and is thought-provoking? Do you share the same values as I do? Will you go to Korean barbecue with me and eat like an Olympian? Because it's not about eating until you're full. It's about winning. Do you have the same curiosity for travel? Are you a hard worker, or rather a smart worker? Do you truly value and appreciate my presence? Can I appreciate yours? Basically, are we worth each other's time? Growing up, being an introvert was looked down upon. The world seemed to revolve around extroverts, and that was the kind of personality that was rewarded. And what's weird is that the people who were socially awkward were immediately seen as introverts. The word being understood as someone who didn't know how to interact with people, when that can't be further from the truth. There are socially awkward people from every side of the spectrum, but because of this stigma, because of this pro-extroverted world that we live in, being an introvert was a challenge. I always felt like a freak. Like, no, I don't always want to sit with people. I don't always want to study with people. I don't enjoy the way participation is graded in school. You know, those things are relatively small, but if they happen repeatedly over a long course of time, during that very vulnerable time in someone's life, those formative years, then it reinforces a kind of narrative that there's a flaw in you. So for all y'all introverts who draw energy by being alone, feel good about yourself, knowing you're put on this planet to do wonderful things. You are just as incredible as an extrovert. Different but equal, y'all. Remember that.